good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE, Nintendo Switch, and gaming news video. If you didn't check out my Xbox E3 press conference live stream, make sure you go ahead and check that out, especially the ending after like the first 2 hours from the conference or whatever. I had a pretty nice rant on there that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys might want to hear, but might not want to watch the whole Xbox E3 press conference again. So check out that video. I'll have a link in the description below, plus there'll be a link at the end of this video as well. I think it was pretty cool. But moving on to the actual news here, we've got some great stuff coming from Nintendo. They've been kind of hyping up a little bit their show that's going on. There's going to be a lot of great stuff. Plus we have some more announcements even coming out of the Microsoft conference for Nintendo. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So Minecraft is getting cross-platform support on all platforms, excluding Sony. So during the Microsoft press conference, E3 2017, they announced that Minecraft was going to get an update to allow cross-platform play across all versions. You can even see the Nintendo Switch specifically featured during the trailer above. It also seems like the save data and purchase content will transfer across platforms. Now, when more info does become available about the update, when it's set to be released, we'll definitely share that. I think every single website is going to be on there, but there's no official word on the Wii U at this point, so it just might be the most current systems from each publisher or whatever the case is. But it doesn't seem like Sony's hopping onto this, so it looks like it's going to be Microsoft. So PC, you have Xbox One, maybe Xbox 360, then you have the mobile, and then you have Nintendo Switch, and we'll see about the Wii U. But this is really good for Minecraft fans, especially if you have multiple versions of the game. You're able to pick it up, play it anywhere with whoever you want, and I think that's positive. Obviously, Sony decided to not kind of get into that, but I'm so glad Nintendo decided to get into that because I think that's good for both. This is definitely a beneficial relationship when it comes to Minecraft with Nintendo, and as far as what they're doing. We almost saw, remember guys, at one point we almost saw Halo on the Nintendo DS, and Microsoft even worked with Nintendo back when Viva Pinata was a popular franchise. There was a game on the DS with Viva Pinata. So I do feel that Microsoft and Nintendo have always had a great working relationship when it made sense for both of them, and Minecraft definitely makes sense because you essentially have a version of Minecraft to where you can play that on the go and you can play it at home. For Microsoft, they see that as money, 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 especially when it comes to the Microsoft realm. Remember, Mojang, as far as what they purchased for, they wanted to make sure that they keep them intact. Not that necessarily is everything about Microsoft. It's not the same thing. That's a billion-dollar company or multi-billion-dollar company. You want to keep those multi-billions coming in. So cutting off support to platforms like Nintendo would be a bad idea, especially considering how well Nintendo, as far as Minecraft, sold, even just in Japan alone, how well it sold and even how well it did here in the States as well. Minecraft has been a top seller on the eShop charts, so it only makes sense on the Nintendo Switch eShop charts, that is. So it only makes sense that they make sure that they continue that working relationship and get that cross-platform play, and I'm happy that Microsoft and Nintendo are working together on that one. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. It seems like Nintendo will be publishing Monster Hunter Stories in the West. After debuting in Japan last October, Monster Hunter Stories is heading to the West this fall. What's interesting about the Western release is that Nintendo seems to be publishing the game overseas in different territories. So the first hint came from the April Nintendo Direct, where Monster Hunter Stories localization was announced rather than Capcom. Nintendo was included in the publisher label when the footage was introduced. And now we have an Australian classification to go off of as well. Capcom is included in the author / or parentheses developer, but once again, Nintendo is listed as its publisher. This could be the first Monster Hunter game to be published by Nintendo in all Western regions. Now, Nintendo did publish Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on like the 3DS and the Wii U, I think like in Europe as far as last generation goes, but here in America that was still published by Capcom. So if this is true, it seems like Monster Hunter Stories will be published by Nintendo, so officially a first party game for the most part in all the different territories. This game is coming a little bit later than I would have hoped as far as the release date. Obviously it was launched in October of last year. I think it would have been good as a summer title or early 2017 title to play before the Switch came out. I think February would have been great, but I know that there's localization, there's all sorts of stuff that you have to do. Plus, there's like a long process, guys. It's not that easy, so I can understand that. I just would have hoped that they could have got it out a little bit sooner for me to play this game, because now since it's coming to the 3DS and not the Switch, which I think is a mistake, and since it's coming out on the 3DS and not the Switch, and it's not like a top-tier Fire Emblem game or anything like that, I'm just not going to be as interested in it. I don't know how it's going to do, but I still think it's a game worth bringing over. It looks great on the 3DS, but I do think even if they took that base game and just up-resed it, I think it could still look great on the Nintendo Switch, and I feel that it should have been a Nintendo Switch game as well. A dual release would have put a lot more spotlight on this game, but you need budgets, you need development, and I just don't think Nintendo and Capcom have that at this point as far as when this game was being in consideration and where the dev kits were back when it was being released. It just didn't make sense, right? So I can understand, but at the same time it would have been cool. But Monster Hunter Stories is looking great. It did not too well in Japan, a lot lower than what they thought it was going to do. So let's hope that America and the Western territories pick up the slack a little bit, especially with Monster Hunter Double Cross coming out very soon here. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. So Reggie stopped by YouTube Live with Jeff Keighley, and he had a lot to say when it comes to what Nintendo's plans for E3 are. So let's go ahead and get into some of the bullet points of what Reggie had to say. Nintendo's E3 Spotlight is just the beginning, according to the Reginator. There will be 3 different tournaments going on. That is Splatoon 2, that is Pokken Tournament DX, and that is the ARMS Invitational. Looking to continue to drive momentum for Nintendo 3DS and the Switch. 3DS is going to get lots of love at E3 2017. The Spotlight is 25-minute kickoff to the show, so it is an introduction to everything Nintendo will be doing. There'll be a number of reveals at the show, first looks, and key games. Super Mario Odyssey is a big part of that 25-minute show, but within the first hour of the Treehouse Live, there will be more breaking news at the Treehouse Live. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling single SKU for the NPD this May as well. He revealed that. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to sell well, and they have lots of tricks up their sleeves for E3 2017. So people were kind of already writing off Nintendo's presentation just because it was only 25 minutes. They weren't looking at the Treehouse. They weren't looking at everything else that could possibly be announced as looking at as a whole scale of things. They're just looking at one big thing and saying that, oh, well, it's just this. This is where we're only going to get announcements. No, that is not the case. We will be getting announcements. We will be getting new game stuff, and all these different things are breaking news, like Reggie says here, at the Treehouse Lives within the first hour. And I still feel, like I said, Nintendo always has the directs, and the directs are always the kicker here. I do feel that they're even going to have more content then, but what I like about what Nintendo's already stated is that they're focusing on 2017 games. I was watching the Microsoft press conference, and while there might be some people that like all the content there, a lot of the stuff was 2018. 2018, 2018, 2018, and not a lot of stuff was 2017. So I'm looking forward to what we can play at this point. 2018 is great, but it's not here. We need to know what we're going to be getting this year, and it doesn't seem like there was enough. So with Nintendo, I know that they're going to be providing a lot of 2017 games. We're going to be getting games this week pretty much, with ARMS starting off. Then we got Splatoon 2 next month. We're going to have Monster Hunter in Japan, maybe Rabbids Cross Mario. Then we have Pokken Tournament as well in September. So we got a lot of content coming up for the summer. Good stuff as far as what Nintendo is doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what announcements they have at Treehouse and all of that, and the multiple first looks and things like that, which first looks can take about a minute, right? They don't need to be very long at all. I do think with what he's saying here, it seems like Super Mario Odyssey is going to be about a good 10 to 15 minutes of the show. Then the rest of it is probably just going to be first looks and trailers of games. Maybe they pack in 6 to 7 games within then. So I think overall, when you're talking about the news at the Treehouse, so it's breaking news there, you're talking about the actual 25-minute conference, in addition to all the tournaments and everything, Nintendo's going to have a fantastic E3. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to offer, in addition to Sony, which is going to be going first, and I'll be streaming that as well. Let me know what you guys think about everything the Reginator had to say. Are you excited for this year's E3 when it comes to Nintendo? What are you looking forward to? What are your predictions that are reasonable for this year's E3? What do you think about everything that's been somewhat leaked, or whatever people are saying at this point? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description below as well. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Check us out on social media. Give us a like and follow us. A lot of great stuff always going up on there, especially Twitter. If you want to interact with me as far as asking me questions or anything like that, Twitter is the best way to get a hold of me. So make sure you follow me on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. We've got a lot of great stuff going on, especially this month, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournaments. We're going to have ARMS as well, and many other things. $10 eShop cards for winners at the end of the month. So you guys definitely want to check out the Patreon page. We also have Discord voice chat and a lot of other perks. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.